Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone out there is doing well, feeling good, feeling blessed. Um, Today I just want to come on here real quick, make a video kind of just about kind of what's been going on in my life personally, in relation to kind of enduring as a believer, as someone who professes to be a Christian. You will definitely have to have endurance. You'll definitely have to learn how to go through different trials, different tribulations, because, as people, we all face different things in life. Life isn't perfect, life isn't easy, but, as a Christian, how you respond to the imperfections of life, how you respond to the trials of life matters, because we should respond differently. And in that response, a lot of it comes from how we endure the situation. So I kind of want to just touch on three verses in the Bible and kind of go from there. And I hope this video encourages you in whatever situation you may be going through, whatever circumstance you may be facing. I hope this video is of some sort of encouragement. So I'm going to start in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. And it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully." So I kind of want to focus on verse 3. "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ." So that verse has a lot, right? Endure hardness as a good soldier, right? So what does the implication of being a good soldier mean? It means, if you're a soldier, you're in some sort of warfare, you're in some sort of battle. And it says a good soldier of Jesus Christ. So if you claim to be a Christian, if you profess Jesus Christ, if you accept him as your Lord and Savior, you have now accepted a role of being a soldier, right? And you may not know that. A lot of people may come into salvation, come into Christianity because they're looking for blessings, right? They're looking for God to just bless them. They're looking at God maybe as a sort of genie, someone to take away their problems, But saying endure hardness as a good soldier, the implication is that you will experience some sort of warfare, right? Endure hardness. That doesn't say endure ease, because why would you have to endure something that's easy, right? It says endure hardness, right? And so that takes me to my second verse or passage in the Bible. We can go to Ephesians 6, verses 10 through 12, right? So it says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So Ephesians 6, that's a very popular chapter in the Bible. The idea of putting on the whole armor of God is a very popular kind of place to go for a message that a lot of times people use, preach the message of how to put on the whole armor of God. I'm going to kind of focus more so on why we have to put on the whole armor, right? So when you're facing problems, when you're enduring hardness as a good soldier, you may be like, how can I do this? Like, how can I endure this situation? How can I overcome this circumstance? Well, it tells you, chapter 6 of Ephesians, verse 10, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." So when you're facing circumstances, when you're facing problems, when you're facing trials, situations that you may feel like you can't handle on your own, you can't handle it on your own. That's just a fact. You have to be strong in the Lord in the power of his might. His his might, his ability, his strength, what he can do, you know. And a lot of times, God will allow you to sit in those situations so that you can learn to rely on him, right? Learn to rely on his strength, learn to rely on his power. Because as humans, I believe that, you know, everybody has some sort of pride, some sort of ego where they feel like they can do, you know, whatever it is, whatever it may be on their own. They don't need any help. They don't need any advice. And, you know, with this verse is saying like, no, you're going to experience different things and you're going to need to rely on the strength and the power of God. Then in verse 11, it says, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So putting on the whole armor goes back to 2 Timothy and the idea that we are soldiers. You know, if you are putting on armor, the implication is you are in war. You are trying to protect yourself, right? And I'm not going to go into what the armor looks like, but I just want you to understand that coming into this walk, and this is something I've been learning myself lately as I've really fully began to commit my life to Christ, like you're going to experience different things. Like it's not sweet. Like you will experience warfare, you know, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? And so you may be wondering, what is going on, right, in my life? Why am I dealing with this situation on the job? Why am I dealing with this situation in my health? Why am I dealing with this situation in my finances, right? And then verse 12 kind of explains it. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So essentially, to boil all that down, essentially we are facing demonic forces, demonic strongholds, you know, demonic activity. We live a life in the flesh, but there are two types of, you know, worlds we live in. We live in the natural world and we live in the spiritual world, right? And we can't see what's going on in the spiritual world. So sometimes we may think this issue, this problem that I have with this person, I'm having it with the person, right? But if that person is not saved, even if that person is, they may be affected by some sort of demonic oppression, demonic possession, some sort of influence that you're not aware of. And especially if you are on a walk, especially if you're trying to live your life for Christ, the enemy will send people your way who are being influenced by him. Because as Christians, we are influenced and led by the Holy Spirit. So if you're not a believer, what spirit are you being led by? You know, it's not holy, right? So you may think like, dang, like, and this is something I'm learning, something I'm trying to figure out, something I'm trying to grow through. It's like, I don't want to endure. I don't want to go through situations. I don't want to go through problems. Like I was dealing with that before I got saved, you know, and now being saved and dealing with these different circumstances, I have to react a certain way that would honor Christ. You know, our flesh would rather react, you know, the opposite, right? So you may be asking, what is the point? Why endure? Why go through these things? Well, I'll take you to James chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Now, this verse is probably the verse that's hardest for me to hear, right? But it should be probably the most encouraging. It says, first of all, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Now, diverse temptations may literally be, you know, different temptations, or you can think of it as maybe different trials, different obstacles. It says, count it all joy, because you know that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So God has a goal in terms of the different situations you may experience, because God allows us to go through things so that he could test our faith. Are you with me because you love me? Are you with me because you honor and glorify me for who I am? Or are you with me because you just want to get something out of me, right? So he puts us through different tests. And the more that your faith is being tried, the more patience you will get. Because whatever situation you may be going through, you have to wait for God to fix that situation, for God to change that situation and circumstance for you, right? And that's not easy. That's definitely not easy. And I really just wanted to come on here and share that with you because um, lately I've been going through my own form of diverse temptations, my own form of different trials, my own form of dealing with people who are not in alignment with Christ. And it's hard. It's not easy. Sometimes I'm in my prayer time, I'm like, God, what is going on? Like, I'm trying to live for you. And these circumstances, these issues, these problems are making it hard. But count it all joy. He's seeing that I'm trying to live for him, right? He's seeing that I'm trying to change and become more like him. So he may put different circumstances in front of me to see, am I really about it? You know? And making this video was part of that. Like, I had to make this video because I just been kind of going through it. So making this video is a reminder to me that, hey, you're kind of in the right spot. You kind of just have to keep going, keep pressing on, right? I hope this video can encourage somebody. I hope this video may be a reminder, maybe confirmation, maybe whatever. I just pray that the Lord uses this video and touches and blesses whoever sees it. If you enjoy the video, if you don't mind to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel, trying to be consistent, trying to reach people and share the gospel as best as I can in this space. So that's all I ask. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.